What up, everybody? We're about to go live. I just tweeted it out. Everyone go share on social. If you haven't already smashed that like button, go smash it. We're going to have some fun tonight. While you're watching, before we even start, go to streamlabs.com/popcornplanet. If you're a fan, that's the new way to donate, and there's some cool new stuff I'm going to talk about. Go there right now. Check it out. Let's do this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I'm so excited to be here for another issue of whatever, of Change Our Minds. I got my good man, Jody. What's up, Jody?
YouTube was good. It's your boy, Jody Joe. I am here. It's time. It's Tuesday. You know what that is. Let's bring the pain, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited. We're going to be changing minds. We're going to be having lots of debates. And first up, I want to explain what I've been up to because I'm going to keep this show here on YouTube for now, but we've been experimenting over on Twitch. And so I wanted to, so I saw Eduardo, thank you for sending the super chat. I'm going to read that just because I didn't tell you yet. But guys, go do your donations via what did I say? Streamlabs.com. It's down the bottom. Streamlabs.com/popcornplanet. You can do it very easily. You can have it up. You can send custom emojis. But if you send through Streamlabs tonight, I spent all day making cool little alerts and stuff that you're going to be featured live on show. So sorry you missed that one, Eduardo, but I'm going to get to you in a second. But that's where to donate tonight, because that way it goes directly into this thing. My alert box is going to go off. You're going to send it off. If you do something for $3, it'll show up on screen in the form of a animated thing. If you give $15 or more, you will interrupt the show, and a robot will read your question. I can't ignore it. So there you go. That's how I'm going to entice you. And I think Streamlabs, if you go in there, you'll see if it's $2 or more, you can add your own custom GIF and get involved in the conversation. There's a lot of fun ways to do it, but you're not just giving a super chat. Now you're like burned in the show forever. So it's even better than it was before. And you can use any major credit cards, yada, yada, yada. It goes there without much things. So go again, help me, crazy user, everybody else. Go, I'm going to send you the link. Streamlabs.com/popcornplanet. Bunda moderators, let's link that one out. Thank you. I see a Bunda just did it. Link that out, guys. So go check it out. Very easy to sign up. If this works, Jody, I hope you copy this because I think it's a good way to do it. I'll show you all my little tricks if you guys donate tonight. But I want to get that away because obviously my Twitch is where we're doing a lot of our streams, Jody. We've been having a lot of fun. We just got monetized there, and you guys can do bits. There's a lot of fun ways to get earn points and do fun stuff. So I'm just trying to figure out ways how do we creators make this our living? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You know, this is a grind. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time and effort, energy put into these videos. As far as the bot, I know that the bot talks and could interrupt. I didn't activate him because I didn't know if it was going to be like disrupting to the conversation or not. But you're playing test dummy. So I'm going to see what happens if this thing pops off. And if it's successful and if it works, you're going to see it on Jody's Corner too, man.
Well, I know Christian did it on SCN, and people were donating a lot in the beginning. And then because I watched a little bit of that, and he was getting annoyed because his guests were like, "Oh my God, what is?" But I set it at $15, so I thought, you know what? You got to pay a little bit to interrupt the flow of the show.
Yeah.
And if it happens a lot, then I may make it 20. You know, we'll upgrade it. But that way, I feel like certain, because when someone drops you at 50 or 100, you interrupt the show no matter what. So there's a level for the robot to interrupt you. So tonight,
I think if I use the bot, I would probably put it at 30. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens tonight. But yeah, thank you guys who donated last week for the Crisis Center Tampa Bay. I was so excited. I'm still waiting to see what Google actually gives me, but I'm going to give that whole check over there, and I'll keep you guys posted. But tonight we're paying bills. So anyone if you got it, please support it. Thanks so much. Support Jody over at Cash App as well. The link's been in there.
Shout out to you guys, man.
So let's get to this.
Okay.
Do you see it?
He said, real quick, he says, "Is it gay if I allow men to come over and sleep with my girlfriend?"
Who said that? Wait, I missed this one. Yeah, it makes you a cuck. Exactly.
Yeah, you're not gay.
We'll call him a jit. We'll call it a jit. So I don't keep saying JT.
Just don't touch the other guy's meat.
Jit. Is what I call that. All right. So, but Eduardo, I saw your super chat. Thank you so much for sending that over. You guys can still do it. It's not going to get alerted on the stream. So if that's easier for you, it still gets me. But thank you. You're going to need a bigger boat, kids. Are you ready for Andy and Jody? Freight train of geekdom, epic battles right here on Popcorn Planet, Shrimp and Waffles. Shout out to our guys, Andy and Jody. Eduardo, thank you for that.
Fire.
So here we go. You guys are sending links out. All right, cool. So streamlabs.com/popcornplanet. Check. Are they not all? Oh, of course. Of course it's not scrolling. It's supposed to be scrolling, Jody. So Jody, as I adjust this, make sure these are scrolling. How is your
little kinks here and there?
How have you been doing? How are things going in your in your
everything's
world?
Been good on my end. You know, you guys have continuously, tremendously blown me away. Lots of great streams going on across Andy and my channel. You guys know last stream was great. Stream before that is great. You just 2020, and a lot of it is due to that Bud Light that Andy refers to. But, you guys are home. You guys are looking for entertainment. And I'm just proud and humbled and grateful to be able to bring that to you because you guys reciprocate the love our way as well. So I just want to let you guys know this train ain't going to stop. And we just going to keep on moving. And I'm thankful for everything that I have in life. And if you guys are suffering with any kind of conditions where you're sad, lonely, depressed, turn that sheet off because we about to give you that entertainment for the next 45 minutes, baby.
Thank you for reminding us. Let's get to some fun. So today's first topic is about Endgame. So I saw this. This was trending all over. I still can't figure out why it was trending. But Endgame was trending today. And as it was trending,
Endgame is in the news.
Yeah, and as I saw it trending, I got in sort of the trend because that's how Twitter works. You got to get involved there, or you're not part of the conversation. And as I was doing it, I was like, I made this comment about like, man, when I watched that scene they were putting out there, and there's a longer version, but you guys can watch the ending of Endgame with the crowd reacting that opening night. And when you watch that scene again with the crowd opening night, it gave me goosebumps again. Like, I have issues with the movie. I'm not going to lie. Like, the movie's not perfect. I get that. But that ending, man, is fire. That ending, man, is just so good. From Cap getting the hammer and all them trying to take Thanos down, and then on your left, it's everybody coming out. Just the whole thing is just exactly what we've been waiting for. And so it just got me thinking, and I got in some fights on Twitter, and I want to see if maybe you're just going to agree with me, so then we'll have to just fight somebody in the comments or whatever. But I realized, like, man, JJ Abrams, you effed up. You effed up, JJ Abrams. I'm sorry, but you had
Rise of Skywalker?
We're talking Rise of Skywalker because JJ Abrams, I think, set it up okay. Ryan Johnson, that's a whole nother debate what Ryan Johnson did. But JJ Abrams missed the landing tremendously for me. I know a lot of people are like, no, it's fun. Guys, it's such a missed opportunity. When you watch Endgame, you can see it all pay off, and don't you dare say, well, no, but they had 10 years to set up. Guys, they had 40 years to set up Star Wars. They could have absolutely done something as strong as that Avengers did. And the fact that they just rushed through with a bunch of MacGuffin chases to get the crew together to go get some dagger that points to a thing that then none of it matters because Kylo breaks it. Literally, the whole movie is a waste of time. None of those MacGuffin quests do anything. And then the end of the battle sequence is basically the same battle sequence we've seen them do 4 other times, or the last 2 movies, but they always avoid it. But then suddenly they come, and it's like, yay, okay. It's just so underwhelmingly disappointing. And when you read Colin Trevorrow's script and you see what could have been, it still needs work. But you still realize, oh my God, that scene where all of her own colleagues are saying, right, you got this. We believe in you. I feel you. We got like. When they make the Force sort of everyone connected, I'm going to argue and say, look, Last Jedi is a better ending than Rise of Skywalker. It just is. It's still
Wait a minute. I thought you said Endgame.
No, I'm saying Endgame. What I'm talking about here is Endgame. The finale to Endgame just proves that Rise of Skywalker is an embarrassment. That is my topic tonight. The end of the end of Endgame proves you can't look. It's not a perfect movie. That's my point. Avengers Endgame, the time travel. There's a lot of stuff in there that's not perfect.
Endgame has I think that's a little bit. That's not really fair because Endgame has been a 10-year buildup that has so much characters, story narratives to help juice that film up to make it better off default. And Star Wars only had 3 movies. So I think that if Star
Wars had 40 years, Jody. Star Wars had 40 years.
You're bringing in everything.
Everything. Star Wars isn't just that last trilogy. This is the finale to Star Wars.
Come on.
No, come on. Come on, what?
We're not mad at the old stuff, though.
What do you mean, come on? I
mean, you yourself, we had an argument. You yourself said you see them all as separate trilogies. They're not one saga. You yourself said that. We argued about that.
No.
So what is it? Is it an independent trilogy or is this a whole saga?
This is the whole saga.
I look at it.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's a whole saga. I mean, it doesn't. You can take those trilogies however you want, but the reality is that's a whole saga. It's a whole saga that JJ Abrams missed the mark on, and I'm so sick of people saying, "Well, no, he did okay. It was okay what he did. It was fun." No, guys. Avengers Endgame proves,
that's not really all that fair. You're talking about Star Wars that's 40 years, yeah, but that's jumped so many companies. It went from Fox Then it went all the way to Disney. I mean, that thing has been in the hands of so many different people over time, bro. Like, I don't know, man. They went prequels. They didn't go forward. The MC was very much forward. They didn't really do prequels like that. Star Wars has so many prequels in there. It went from Fox, then it went to Disney and back to Fox. It's not really the same. I can't really
It's
fault
absolutely the
Star
same.
Wars for not.
It's
that last
absolutely
trilogy,
the same.
bro. I'm telling you, that
absolutely the
last
same.
3 movies is what ruined that shit.
I would argue it was the last movie that really ruins that trilogy. People keep saying it's the last, so we'll make that the fight if you want to go there. Last Jedi has its problems. Last Jedi absolutely has its problems. Hold on, why isn't this working? This should work. K-Todd, you gave through Streamlabs and it didn't work? Yeah, there we go. There's a test. That's what it's supposed to look like. Everything, if you go.
This is a test donation for $1.
I just did the test. It should work. Did you give that? So I'm just trying to see because he said check your Streamlabs. You did. Oh, you did. Okay, $2. That's why.
Make sure you put the alert. $2 probably don't get.
$2 didn't give me alert. So yeah, you got it. That's the problem. It doesn't go on screen. I'll check it in a minute. But thank you. I want to make sure it works. It does work. It's just $3 interrupts the show. I just thought you were giving something better. But I'll get to you. I'll get to those two. But just sorry. Here's what I'm going to argue.
$2 champion, bro.
Thank you. No. I appreciate you. He did 2 of them. So if you just because he needed you should have been able to put it all in one. But technically that should have been on there. Here's what I was trying to say. Last Jedi sets up the idea. One, it gives Luke Skywalker at least a finale. Well, I don't like that they killed him. It at least gives him finally something to friggin' do. So that's one thing that makes it better.
Gives who something to do?
Luke. Last Jedi gives Luke something to do at the end. While I was frustrated with like the him and the hermit and all that stuff was a waste of time, when he finally does show up to confront Kylo, it's at least like finally a moment. You're like, finally something.
And he dies.
And then he dies, and he still dies, but still him fighting was what we wanted. Now, in the next script, he was supposed to be there. In the next script, he was supposed to be there haunting Kylo Ren and helping Rey. So my point is, JJ could have fixed it. JJ could have fixed it without just completely ignoring it all. So what my point is, there were still parts of Last Jedi that we knocked that movie so hard. Guys, it was a chapter. They messed up, they did it. But JJ just completely course-corrected in a way that was lazy, went nowhere, and was crazy.
I'm not even going to fight you on Rise of Skywalker, bro. I'm going to let Rise of Skywalker alone. You can have your Last Jedi, but here's where Star Wars died for me. It died with JJ Abrams.
Yeah. You know what? Well, I'm agreeing with you.
Wrong movie. Wrong movie.
It's not Rian Johnson. You're saying Force. Okay, I can hear that argument.
Wrong movie, my friend. You're picking Rise of Skywalker. That shit jumped off and failed from freaking The Force Awakens, bruh. I got rants against that trash movie. People could say it's more of a cohesive film and it's great. That's not a Star Wars movie. JJ Abrams started this new trilogy not knowing what the Force was. So motherfuckers could just be born, have great Force skills, outmaneuver and master Jedis. Anybody could do a lightsaber duel and they suck. Fighting choreography is trash. Rey doing mind tricks without even having proper training. This is stuff JJ instituted into this new trilogy. And that's why I said, when people were like, oh, Ryan's gone, JJ's going to do Rise of Skywalker. I said, you idiots. He ain't no better. He sucked in for episode 7. People love that movie. That shit is garbage. That might be a decent sci-fi film, but that is a trash Star Wars movie. He doesn't know what the Force is.
You're right.
You built this stuff on foundation that is off. So I'm going to fight. I'll fight The Force Awakens versus your Last Jedi.
Well, no, you know what? Sometimes we change our minds, and you know what? Maybe the title should be that. Here's what I'm just trying to say. Rian Johnson's not to blame. I don't even believe Kathleen Kennedy is to blame. They have problems. They did things that were bad.
Oh, she's the ultimate Supreme Lord. Yeah, she's the.
But I believe she let him do what he wanted. I believe Kathleen Kennedy let JJ do it all. So my point is, somehow JJ has moved the target so he doesn't get the flack. And what I'm trying to say here is JJ ruined Star Wars. He completely missed the mark. You're right, and you've made a point. I think Force Awakens showed us that sign, but I'm so sick of bothering Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson did mess up. I do think he made mistakes, but he took risks. And I applaud him for taking some risks.
Why is it that taking risk is a positive?
Because he didn't just go back to the same shit we've seen over and over and over and over again.
I know, but
the idea of a broom boy is actually pretty cool.
A good thing, Andy. Risk taking is only a good thing when you succeed on the other side. Otherwise, if you take a risk and fail, blunder miserably, you look trash. And that's what he did with The Last Jedi. Sure, I would be right there with you if he took a risk and made him dark and changed characters, like changed Luke, but in the end, made Luke still awesome. That's like him taking a risk and it paying off. He took a risk, yeah, but you have to come through on the other side. He didn't. So freak him taking a risk. He shouldn't have taken it. He should have played it safe.
I think he messed up Luke. That was his biggest offense. There's some boring, unnecessary story points, absolutely. But I think the Kylo and Rey stuff is interesting. I think the switch is interesting.
Flying through outer space after getting blown up.
Yeah, well, I think they were supposed to do more with Carrie Fisher, and then she died, so it's hard to blame him for that because there was a plan for her. But I don't disagree with you. Look, I'm not saying Last Jedi is great, but I'm saying Rise of Skywalker, dude, just because it's fun. My point of this whole video, what I was trying to go, and it's a little all over the place because I did this quickly, but I stand by it. When I rewatch Endgame, I know that movie. I don't even really want to watch all of Endgame. I just want to watch that ending. Right? That's really what I want to do because that ending is phenomenal. Because you could say, yeah, it's the build-up and everything, but no, it's just finally these characters are all there. And JJ made the choice to kill Han and then put Luke off as some weird hermit, and then I guess that's fair to say Ryan sort of wrecked that, but then he could have still brought Luke back as a Force ghost. We never got the people back to do sort of the adventure that would have made that finale so much better. Even if we had to wait to see Luke really kick ass in the finale, how do you mess that up so bad? Yes, there's a bad, boring middle chapter that messes up some issues, but what does Rise of Skywalker offer? Nothing. It offers
really
nothing.
Good visuals. Really good visuals.
That's not enough. Rise of Skywalker is worse. It's the worst one of all of them because it just completely lazily repeats the things he's already repeated in Force Awakens and then tries to say, like, yeah, I'm Rey Skywalker. It's an embarrassment. That ending is ridiculous, Jody.
I think that you're only so mad at Rise of Skywalker. I am too. I ranted it. I destroyed that film. Me and the code went in. But I'm saying I think you're just so mad at it because you're so shocked that JJ ruined it. But if you heeded what was going on before in 2014 on episode 7, you can see this coming because I predicted it. I said as soon as they replaced Rian Johnson with JJ for Rise of Skywalker, I said it's a wrap for this franchise. He is not any better. I'm on channel saying it. I said this is gonna suck. He's garbage. JJ's no good. He's just as bad as Ryan, arguably worse, arguably whatever. They're both trash. You could see the writing on the wall with episode 7, how they utilize the Force by not understanding it and disrespecting it, bro. Turning Finn into a slave, running away from the Jedi Order, slave masters. I mean, it's terrible in there. I mean, George Lucas rolling over, pissed off at episode 7. It's all there, clean as crystal. But I will agree with some people who in the chat said overall, it's Kathleen's fault, bro, because Kathleen is the one that institutes agendas. Rey is a product of Kathleen being spoken through Rian Johnson and JJ. Kathleen is the one pulling the strings, making these directors like legitimate puppets while she's playing puppeteer.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that she really has the say. And look, I'm not giving her a pass. She absolutely was in charge, and the buck stops with her. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not. Yes, it's her fault. But you're underestimating how much power she gave JJ. She literally went back and begged him, please take it over and figure it out. I don't know what I'm doing. I really genuinely believe that happened.
Under certain circumstances, because we read, me and you both know that in that article about the other script, JJ had a clashing with the executive says, why don't you just not take my name off of it? He says, why don't you just call it the something cut? He said, call it something else. Because he said, if I can't direct it, then you guys just take. Remember that? There was clash between JJ and Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy interfering. Also, if what you say is true, this is how what you're saying is not true. Because Kathleen Kennedy said the future of Star Wars is going to be more female and more women power. How can an executive say that if they don't have creative control and creative influence?
That came from Bob Iger. That came from...
No. They both
totally
said it. Kathleen said it too.
But Bob Iger's her boss, and that was top line. And
no. That came out of Kathleen's mouth about the future of Star Wars.
Look,
Bob Iger and Feige were talking about the MCU. They said it as well.
The reason Star Wars is bad isn't because they put a female in it, Jody. That's bullshit. It's because it was written badly. It was written badly by both JJ and Ryan. That's the real reason.
What was the number one problem with The Force Awakens?
Don't go into because she wasn't written as a good character. She was written as a poor character. That's why.
What was the number one problem? It's 2 words. What was the number one complaint about episode 7?
About Rey?
Yes.
Well, she was too powerful.
They called her a Mary Sue.
Right.
If you tie episode 7 to any term, Mary Sue. That was the number one takeaway from episode 7 when it came out.
That doesn't have to do with her being a girl.
It doesn't have to do everything that has no flaws or weaknesses.
Dude,
that's Kathleen.
It has nothing to do with whether that. So what if they put a woman in? Is all I'm saying.
To do with it.
It has nothing. Why is this about gender? Why is this about gender? I'm so sick of this. Like, what?
Because
Who
Kathleen
cares
makes
if
it
she was a
about gender.
girl? She's a poorly written character. She's a poorly written character. Doesn't matter if she's a dude, a girl, or a dog. She's a poorly written character. I don't understand what you're saying.
Forced on us.
No, I don't care if she was. I don't even care with that issue. I think it's important to have female role models in movies. But the problem is you have to write them well. If you just shove a girl in and then say, "Well, we'll just give her all the powers because I'm a man who doesn't know how to write good, strong female characters," it's the man's fault, Jody. That's why.
Really?
Yes, it's the writer's fault. It's absolutely the screenwriter's fault. How is it not the screenwriter? Whoa. How is it not the screenwriter's fault?
You're cool with a female black James Bond 007, huh?
If it's written well, if it's written well, I agree it's going to be a hard thing to write, and that's why even the creators, Barbara Broccoli's like, no, we're not going to do that. She's not going to do that. But my point is, Rey had potential. There was absolutely a way to write a good character named Rey. Why? Who cares? Who cares if she was a girl, Jody? That has nothing to do with. I get so frustrated with these channels. That's what they're focused on. No, well, what's the? Who cares? She was a Mary Sue. Blah 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 blah. She had too much. The character Rey had too much power. That's what I want to say. So are we on the same page?
Too much power, and she was making the men look weak by comparison. She was a dominating force in the film to make men look weak and small, including trained Jedi Sith Lords like Kylo Ren, my dude.
Well, she was making men look stupid because they didn't write any other female characters in the first one. That's a fair point. You're right. There's no other. Who else? What other female characters are strong?
If I'm an executive and I tell you that I want a female lead that is more powerful than anyone else in the film, it's going to F stuff up. You could write it better, but how you gonna write it when you give a story on, oh, we don't have a story for her, she's untrained. So Kylo Ren has been training under Luke Skywalker, and Rey out mind tricked this fool and almost defeated him in a head-up lightsaber battle, and she has zero training.
Dude, ready? It's
the captain from The Last Jedi, bro, with the purple hair.
Kathleen Kennedy doesn't write the movies. I'm sure I believe she was like, yeah, let's put a female in there.
You think it's a
but you think Kathleen Kennedy was like, no, I need her to be more powerful. Bullshit, dude. What are you talking about?
Dern's character in The Last Jedi. You don't think that that's Kathleen Kennedy's shit?
No, that's totally Rian Johnson shit. Absolutely Rian Johnson shit.
She was on stage praising Rian. She says, oh, I just love Rian Johnson for making... Don't you just love Rian for making all those amazing, powerful female characters? People in the audience.
Yeah, well, dude, here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. Because I've been in... Not at that level. But I've been at situations with people in charge. They don't work, Jody. They usually don't do shit. They go take the meetings and hire people so they do the work. So no, I'm going to challenge this. And I'm not saying Kathleen Kennedy's done it wrong. Not done wrong. She absolutely has done wrong. But I think people are giving her way too much credit to think she was in the creative choices of, give her all the power. I'm sure she said put a female lead. I believe that.
You do realize she's George Lucas now, right?
No.
How are you going to stop?
No, I don't agree with that either.
She took over George Lucas's position.
No, Bob Iger is in charge of her. When George Lucas did it, he didn't have a Bob Iger. No. You're all ignoring how a corporation works like Disney. She has four bosses. She has four bosses that also could have told her to do that.
Who's the head of Lucasfilm? Is it Kathleen?
Yeah, but who's the head of Disney? Who's the head of Disney who can fire or make the decisions?
Bob Iger, who be chilling
when
on
George
the
Lucas did it, when George Lucas did it, Jody, who could have fired George Lucas? No one. So it's not. She's not. But she's not George Lucas. That's where you just got caught. George didn't have a boss. Kathleen Kennedy does. So why are you ignoring that?
Okay, so it's Bob Iger's fault.
But I'm just saying you keep arguing in these things. But it's like, how is Kathleen Kennedy George Lucas? She didn't create it. She has no idea any of those creations. And she had a boss. George Lucas is the creative visionary who had all these ideas and didn't have a boss.
You do realize that Kathleen Kennedy worked for over 2 decades under George Lucas, and they were considered friends. And George Lucas says, I'm giving you my babies. I am giving you the status.
That has nothing to do with it.
He gave her the scripts, and she tore them up and threw them in the trash.
No, see,
that's
again. How do you know that? Why do you just go to this narrative? Why do you go down this narrative? Look, I can't believe I'm defending Kathleen Kennedy. I don't like Kathleen Kennedy, but listen to yourself. It's so ignorant. How on earth can you say with fact that Kathleen Kennedy did that when she has
because there's a video.
total
because
bosses on
there's
it.
a video. Pull up the video, Andy. He says, "I'm giving Kathleen my babies. I trust her."
Right. I've seen the video. She doesn't. Where's the video of her putting him in the trash? She hired JJ. She hired JJ. She hired JJ.
Came out and said they did not use my treatments. He says it on video.
Boom.
I gave them to
Thank
her.
you, Rick.
They did not use my treatments. So what do we say? What do we say to that?
But
she said,
they said, but you hold on. I'm not even disagreeing with you, Jody. But he said they. Did you hear him? He said they. Yeah, why are we so vilifying Kathleen? Is it because she's a woman? Like why are we so confident it's Kathleen and not Bob Iger or what's the other guy?
Bob Iger,
there's another guy in Disney below her.
Movies. Bob Iger is not even talking to the directors.
Dude.
Bob Iger
oh my God, that's why he quit. That's why he quit so he could do the creative on Disney Plus. Have you not been paying attention? You don't think he was getting his feet in his hands, his dirty hands, and saying, I think we need more women.
No.
Bob Iger is, I'm sure, the blame.
No. Nope. Bob Iger is chilling on a beach with freaking with I Am Legend whores and strippers. Bob Iger ain't talking.
Bullshit.
He don't care about
you haven't watched enough Bob Iger.
Office,
Bob Iger is there all the time. Bob Iger is there all the time.
He probably gets a phone call. Ring, ring. Yeah, what is it? Yeah, go for it. What do you want to do? Go, all right, I got to hit this hole. I'm on hole 9. All right, Kathleen, bye.
Well, we're in an impasse. We're in an impasse because you're wrong. I know I've talked to people there. He's very hands-on and he's very involved, and that's why he left to go to Disney Plus. But you can think what you want.
All right, he's hands-on. How come I never seen him for any? How come I haven't seen him for any interviews and press for Star Wars? Being the
because
one who controls
the people
and goes up there with directors, writers, and actors.
The people who do
he's never there
because the people who do press aren't the people who are working. They're the people talking. That's why.
But Kathleen's there. Kathleen for all of it.
She's not as often, but she does because she's supposed to.
She runs Lucasfilm, Andy. She is the boss of Star Wars, bro.
But, dude,
she's the one who
I was the boss of Screen Junkies. You don't think I hired people to do work in Screen Junkies? You don't think I had bosses telling me what to do? You're wrong. You're wrong. Absolutely. Sure. I've said that's a dozen times that Kathleen Kennedy's to blame. I've said it a dozen times that she is in charge of Star Wars. So therefore it's her fault. But no, I'm saying I don't know who was actually making the decision to make a female in there and make her all powerful.
You're arguing with me. I'm giving you facts on Kathleen and you're disagreeing, but you're saying that you don't know. So what are you rolling with? You had nothing to stand on over here. I'm giving you Kathleen. You give me somebody. Or you giving me Bob. Is all of this Bob's fault? I got my warrior. I got my blamer. I got Kathleen. You need to come into the arena and nominate somebody that you have a problem with.
Look, my point, all I'm trying to get at, I don't know, you don't know, and I don't know who made the decision to make her a Mary Sue. We don't know that. You keep saying you know. All I'm saying is you don't actually know that, Jody. That's what I'm trying to get at. My gut is the screenwriter. That's who I'm always going to lean because it's always on the page or it doesn't happen. And I believe, cool, make her strong. I don't believe Kathleen Kennedy is writing scripts. I don't. I'm sure she's chiming in, just like Bob Iger's chiming in. But my point is, men wrote that script, and it reads as so. When men when lazy men write female characters, they give them too much power.
I bring you in. Hi, I'm Kathleen. Hi, Ryan Johnson. We're interested in having you make a script for Star Wars. What do you have on mind, Ryan? Oh, I have a great thing. So George Lucas has these midichlorians, right? And I want to use these midichlorians and really make them cool because most of Star Wars fans don't like them. So I have this idea. Wait a minute, Bob.
This is George talking?
Is there a female lead in there somewhere? Because I'm really interested. We're looking for writers who want to advance the future of the culture of women empowerment, because too long women are kind of on the side. We're looking for someone who can make a story about a strong female lead who can really usher the way into the future. You don't think that those type of conversations are had?
No, I think the conversation was, man, I got to figure out how to fix Star Wars. You guys got any ideas? We would love to have a female Jedi in there. I would love to see what your take is. I'm sure she went out to a dozen filmmakers who then came back with pitches, and she went with JJ. But honestly, JJ's in the so JJ was always sort of the obvious choice. But no, I don't believe Kathleen Kennedy was instrumental in the plot. I really don't. I'm sure they said make a lead female, but we're going off in so many tangents. The argument to me here is so many people blame Ryan Johnson. So many people blame Kathleen Kennedy. I think more blame needs to go on JJ Abrams. And I think we do agree a little bit on that. That's all I'm trying to get
I
at.
agree. JJ Abrams, yes, for different reasons than
just
you.
to try and cool our argument, our heat here, but it's like I just don't the buck stops at Kathleen Kennedy. It's absolutely Kathleen Kennedy's fault. Star Wars has been a mess.
Okay.
Even if Bob Iger's making decisions, it doesn't matter. Bob Iger hired her to be in charge. Now, the only thing
what are we doing then?
The only thing I'm challenging is I don't know how much she was in charge. That's the problem, right? You're saying, no, she was there making all these. I bet you she wasn't.
You just said it. It doesn't
I
matter.
bet you she
She's
wasn't
all the
even
way in
doing that.
charge.
I bet you she
Kathleen
wasn't even
Kennedy
doing that.
is responsible for the success or failures of Star Wars at the end of the day. We could both agree on that. So now that we both agree on that, what else is there to really argue about if we understand that the buck stops with Kathleen? Her win, her fault. When Solo underperformed, I'm gonna use this as a really good example against your point.
Go for it. No,
when
but that's a good one.
When Solo underperformed, which was written and directed by two people that are not Rian Johnson and JJ Abrams, who took the heat? Wasn't the director or writer. It was sole on Kathleen Kennedy's shoulders, and it was sole Kathleen Kennedy that made decisions abruptly to put pauses on the Game of Thrones writers trilogy and even Rian Johnson's little trilogy, and they started to say we're going to restructure things, delayed Obi-Wan. So instantly the failure of Solo, which was the director's fault, should be, by your logic here of what you've been saying in this argument so far, you should be blaming the directors, but the world and even Disney has blamed Kathleen. Why does that not apply to The Rise of Skywalker and Last Jedi?
I mean, they haven't blamed her. She's still there, surprisingly. I'm surprised she is there, to be perfectly honest. And Bob Iger's taking responsibility. He's like, yeah, we made too many of them. We didn't have a plan. He's come out and said that, and that's what a good leader does. I do want to knock. I was getting to you, but we were heated in there. Knock Shadow, thank you for the donations. I saw what you coming in here. Star Wars needs proper direction. Someone like Feige in charge. Kathleen is the problem. She clashes with directors and acts as mid-personnel, mid-movies, and expects the end product to be good. Now, that is a valid point you're making, because the firing of, Lord and Miller, from everything I've gathered, inside sources, whatever, they were making a comedy. They were shooting it in a way that was like improv. And the reason Kathleen Kennedy stepped in there was because she's like, we can't afford to do this. We're never going to get a movie done. This is not how we make Star Wars movies. She wants to do it like JJ does.
How would she know?
She wants to, because she does Spielberg movies. She's made a lot of really good movies, Jody. She knows how to make movies. So she wants to come in to these sort of
she knows how to produce them.
Yeah, exactly. But that's my point. She produces them. She doesn't write them. Thank you. She produces them and says, look, we're behind. This isn't what we want. I don't believe she was there and fired those creators from a creative standpoint. She fired them from a production standpoint. So that's exactly my point. I don't believe she's there saying, no, you need the women to be stronger. She's not a Mary Sue enough. Can we have this more? That's what I'm saying. What she's doing. I don't know. She's a producer, and producers don't do that. Producers are focused on the money and everything else. Some producers
Kathleen does for Lucasfilm. This producer does.
So we're back in the same thing. But anyway, that's my point.
That's why scripts are constantly getting revised. Here's a first draft, Kathleen. What do you think? I like the story, but I think that we need to make her stronger. Okay, give me a couple of weeks. I'll make some more. Here you go, Kathleen. What do you think of the script? This is nice, but I think that we need to have Rey win this battle. Okay, I'll go rewrite it again. That's exactly what she does.
No, she doesn't do that to JJ. JJ is his own mega producer. There's
so
no
why
way.
Why did JJ get mad and say, why don't you guys direct it and take me out of here?
Well, because they probably paid
him. Nobody was meddling in his affairs.
They paid him a lot, is my guess, for one, because money talks. Let's be honest. And because he had his own plan. Look, they went back to what he wanted to do.
And they interfered with his own direction, right?
No, I think they were so nervous about what Ryan did and that the fans didn't like it that they're like, please reset it all. Like, reset it all and start over. And then they literally gave
him what he wanted to do.
Right. Well, no, I think they did, and that's the problem. I think JJ
No. It's documented that JJ was frustrated with the creators of Star Wars.
That's a lie.
Where he had arguments.
Well, sorry. There's a lie out there, and I've heard this from very reliable sources. There's a lie out there. The JJ cut, they didn't let me do what I wanted. It's absolute horseshit. The cut you saw is the cut he made. He's doing that.
There's a lot of deleted scenes.
He's doing that because he's trying to
save face.
Yeah, and not smell. He doesn't want
that too.
So I genuinely, someone at the level of JJ, he's actually allowed to come in and fight back with Kathleen Kennedy. That's just facts. He is, because he's pretty big. And they wanted a mega deal with him, and he ended up going to Warner Brothers because I think there was just sort of like it was all on him. There was no helpful. There was no help. No, but I think there was just no help. Because Kathleen Kennedy didn't know what to do.
You know he was frustrated. That's why he went to Warner Brothers and signed that $500 million deal with Bad
I
Robot.
think he went because he knew he made a bad movie. This is exactly my point. You're giving him a pass, and you're just blaming Kathleen Kennedy.
I'm not giving that.
And all I'm trying to say is, no, but but then you're allowing him to have the narrative.
Let me ask you a question.
But wait. This is
you
can, but hold on. My main point there. You just did it, and that's why this is the whole point of the show. So I'm glad we got to this. You're letting him have the excuse that it was Kathleen Kennedy who changed his movie. Bullshit. JJ did it. It's JJ's fault. No bullshit. Kathleen Kennedy trying to change it.
That's not true.
They let JJ do it.
Because I am not arguing Rise of Skywalker. I'm arguing Episode 7. Episode 7 was not messed with. That was his vision from beginning to end. And I said that movie is the problem. So factually, I disagree. And what you said was wrong about me just now.
No, how is it wrong? No. So wait, are you saying that she was trying to change the script on JJ or not?
For Rise of Skywalker, yes. For The Force Awakens, no.
Why would she do it at the end and not in the beginning? That makes no sense.
Well, in the beginning, Star Wars had great praises. Star Wars made $2 billion. Everyone loved Star Wars.
So she was checked out then?
After Last Jedi, everybody was like, you know what I'm saying? There was more interference. There was more mingling with Star Wars towards the end of the trilogy versus the beginning of it.
Dude, the reason Star Wars... See, here's
what I'm trying to say. Let me propose something to you.
They were so not in control that Rian Johnson went in a million different degrees.
If you could take out one of these people, if you got 3 people, you could take out JJ, you could take out Rian Johnson, or you could take out Kathleen Kennedy. Which one are you taking out for the future of Star Wars?
JJ. Kathleen Kennedy could have worked.
You are
Kathleen Kennedy, a better director, writer who could work with Kathleen Kennedy could have made a better movie. You can't make a Star Wars on Disney without a Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen is gonna corrupt, bro.
No, I don't agree.
No, she gotta go.
Totally don't agree. I'm trying to find the quote because Rian Johnson has said they left him alone, and that's my point.
I disagree.
That's my point. If Rian Johnson's saying
you have a difference of opinion, and that's fine, but I disagree. I really think that the problem lies within Kathleen the most when it comes to why Star Wars sucks. Not JJ. He's second.
So I'm trying to find the quote. Rian Johnson said they left him alone. I'm trying to verifying it, but somebody else can help me find it. It just echoes the point that Kathleen Kennedy was hands off on Last Jedi.
You are dumbing down conspiracy and the power that is Disney.
No, everyone else is making conspiracies. Last Jedi's failure creatively proves Kathleen Kennedy wasn't paying attention. And the reason she started paying attention near the end and brought back JJ Abrams is because she was just being a bad producer. She's like, well, shit, they kind of like that one, but they hated this one. JJ, can you save us? That's what happened. I totally believe that's what happened. She's to blame.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Let me give you a scenario that's factual. This is not up for debate. This can be searched by looking at YouTube videos, video proof. In the beginning, when The Last Jedi was coming out, before it hit theaters, there was press tours across the country from Mark Hamill. And Mark Hamill is on record saying, these movies are not great films. They're like Transformers movies. If you're here for a great film, then I'm saying you shouldn't really go for it. People were like, oh my God. He was trashing The Last Jedi, warning us what was going to come. He knew it sucked, bro.
Because he had no creative control. He had no creative control.
And after Last Jedi came out, wait a minute, Andy. After Last Jedi came out, he was vocal again. He says, this is bad. He had mean faces at press tours. He was like, I don't want to, this is just not good. And then all of a sudden out the blue, a random tweet from his Twitter account, and then a change. He was like, oh, these movies are excellent. I think that what they did is a really good thing. It's like they kidnapped him, threw him in a closet, and warped his brain. He switched the flip. Bruh, Kathleen made that phone call and said, stop.
I've watched clips. I've watched a lot of clips. He still continues to he's like, well, look, I just wasn't ready. He watches clips after that tweet. He's done some. Bro, and I agree. If anybody told him that,
movies, and then they silenced him.
If anybody told him to do that, it was his own reps to sort of just say, because you don't do that in Hollywood, period.
You don't think Kathleen called him?
No, I don't. I don't think that. Here, look. So, how much the story of Last Jedi was? How much of Last Jedi was dictated to you either by events, The Force Awakens, or Lucas? I had figured there would be a big map on the wall. This is problem one, which falls on Kennedy for not making a road map or hiring people to make the road map. Let's be clear. I'm not giving her a pass, guys. Everyone's like, no, it's good. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy sucks too. But JJ and Ryan were given creative control to do what they wanted. That's the problem.
That's not true.
She
Look at what
hired.
Kevin said. He says Chris Terrio was quoted saying that Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, had more rewrites than any film he's ever written.
Because I know someone who was there, and he was constantly trying to fix it because he couldn't figure it out,
And
Jody.
whose orders?
His
Kathleen,
own.
dude.
He couldn't figure
His
it
own.
out. He couldn't figure out the movie. That's what I've heard.
Oh, no.
JJ Abrams could not figure it out, and he just decided to let's go as fast as we can, just to distract people with good visuals and hope no one cares. And that's what Rise of Skywalker is.
You motherfucker. I see what you're doing here. Look at your face.
What am I doing? That is
trusted. Look at your face.
First of all, did you read this quote?
You can't trust this motherfucker, bro.
Dude, I swear on my kids. Serious. I'm just having fun because you're laughing. I swear on my kids, I have a source that has said there's no like extra cut. Yeah, there's some extra scenes they did.
I believe
who
there's
came
not
out.
extra cut.
Who came out to defend JJ? Dominic Monaghan, his editor. That was all. That was all. But look. But why do you ignore that? That was all JJ's team trying to take the stink away from Rise of Skywalker. It only encourages the thing I'm trying to say. Thank you, Knock Shadow. Oh, I gotta stay on this because then you get to see it full. And I'll read it in a second. All I'm trying to say is it just proves he had creative control. Rian Johnson had creative control, and all I'm arguing is the creative control was bad. That's that when someone in charge hires a creative to make the project and then leaves them alone, which I'll give you. I'm sure she didn't fully leave them alone. I'm sure she had notes. But everything I've read and everything I've heard, they had a pretty clear, like, here's what we want. We want new heroes. We want it to tie into the other one. Like, there were some broad strokes that they've said. JJ's admitted this too. I don't believe they were, like, cracking the whip. I genuinely believe Kathleen Kennedy was just trying to figure it out. And then as these, she was hiring these filmmakers before understanding their vision. That's really where she screwed up because she was used to working with Spielberg and Lucas, like masters of their craft. And now you have this like old school producer who's coming in working with these like younger talent who are like, I'm going to change Star Wars. And she's like, whoa. Can we just do what I'm used to? That to me is absolutely what happened. Absolutely what happened. Okay. She's not like let's make a cool movie. She's not like that hip producer. She's an old school producer who works with huge talent that is used to huge budgets and just, following the script. And that was the problem. Now she realized, oh shit, I really got to be more ingrained in this because I thought when I brought in these directors, they're not as good as George or they're not as good as Spielberg. And she got confused and lost. I genuinely believe that's where it was. But I want to get to these comments and I'll let you respond. So thank you to some of those comments that came in.
I'm good. I'm with it.
Here we go. So thank you. All right. So K-Dots, you were there earlier. Let's get to some of these and then we can adjust if someone wants to pivot this conversation. I have a couple other topics, but if you got something more interesting, let us know as because Jody's going to go actually at 10. So if one more topic if you want to send over. I love Endgame more than Infinity War, but my other issue with Endgame ending was Iron Man dying. It wasn't smart. Iron Man should have flew the gauntlet to Strange, told him to put it in pocket dimension. I would have preferred if Iron Man died getting stabbed by Thanos, protecting Cap and Thor, pick up the hammers and vengeance, and then both sandwich Thanos' head with the hammers, pop his head open. Look, I think Tony's death was good. I agree it was a little rushed, but they needed to do something. But I think I think Robert Downey Jr. just wanted to die, genuinely. So I think, respect for letting him want to do that. But I don't know. Do you think it would have been better if Iron Man didn't? Well, you're saying two different things, K-Dots. You're saying he shouldn't have died, and then you're saying he should have gotten stabbed by Thanos protecting Cap. I mean, he did. I liked Iron Man and the Switch. I thought that was a pretty cool finale. Do you think Iron Man should have done something different there, Jody?
Yeah, I would have liked something a little more better than that. I think it doesn't make sense that Iron Man somehow took 5 stones out of Thanos' gauntlet in half of a second without there showing that impact of the depowering. Thanos should have known that they were, but I get it.
But you got to remember he designed the gauntlet. I mean, he designed the gauntlet, and
no. Iron Man's
that gauntlet he's wearing is Iron Man's.
Thanos' gauntlet.
Yeah, but it's Iron Man made that gauntlet. Remember?
No. Iron Man did not make Thanos' gauntlet. He made his gauntlet, Iron Man's gauntlet.
There was no other gauntlet. That's the only one we had at that point.
Thanos had a gauntlet with stones in it.
There, I know. It's that one in the I Love You 3000 poster. It's an
Iron Man
gauntlet. He puts it on Hulk. And then it gets, when Hulk wears it, it's big. And then it gets shrunk. It's the same one.
Thanos' gauntlet made from the Nowhere people, the midget dwarf, the original Infinity Gauntlet.
But we're talking about the ending when he dies because he takes the stones.
The ending, he grabbed Thanos' gauntlet that Thanos had on his hand with 5 stones in it, and somehow remove 5 stones that quickly.
Hold on, you're confusing me. You at the end of we're talking the end of Endgame, yes?
Yes.
That is Iron Man's gauntlet he's wearing.
And Thanos is wearing his gauntlet with stones on it.
No, he
switched the stones. He grabbed his gauntlet, took Thanos' stones off really quick, and then he put them on his own gauntlet. What I'm saying is, every time you take a stone out, there's a huge
he's wearing Iron Man's gauntlet, and then Iron Man has like a new thing on. That's my point. Iron Man makes like another one out of nowhere, which is odd, but Iron Man makes everything out of nowhere. How does he have that propulsion thing that just, where does it come from? My point is, Iron Man made what Thanos was wearing. He did, and then therefore, it's not hard to believe he didn't make a failsafe that like a boop, it can...
No. Thanos was not wearing Iron Man's gauntlet, ever. Thanos had his own gauntlet, right?
No, because the one that he has is the one that they're chasing it through the whole thing, remember? They're carrying the one that Hulk had. There wasn't another one. Did he switch the? Maybe I'm right. Whatever. My point is, Iron Man built a gauntlet and worked with the stones, whether there was or not. That was Iron Man's gauntlet on his hand. He took it to put Iron Man's gauntlet on. Yeah, comments are verifying. So the fact that he was wearing Iron Man's gauntlet and then Iron Man did some makeshift makes me think, of course, he could have switched those stones. I mean, it's still unrealistic. I mean, Iron Man's filled with unrealistic. How did he create an element that...
Man, y'all motherfuckers is crazy. Y'all liars. Y'all don't even know the game. Y'all don't even know the movie, bro.
I'll open the movie.
He had his gauntlet, and he looked at his own gauntlet, and there were stones missing. And Iron Man had him on his gauntlet.
I'm opening the movie just so I can see who really gets the bean. I have it right here.
And the stones were like running up his arm.
I'm so sick of this.
His gauntlet, and then he said, "I am Iron Man."
This is, and then so notice, we're all liars and crazy. So let's prove it, Jody, because we're apparently all liars. If we're, it's just like,
I'm like, am I tripping?
Yeah, you are tripping, and you just called us all liars.
There was 2 gauntlets.
No, he takes. Hold on, let's see. I'm watching.
He looked at his gauntlet, and there was nothing there.
I can't show this. He's wearing. Hold on.
He grabbed it, then he looked. He saw that his stones.
This is such a boring thing to watch.
He looked at Iron Man, and Iron Man already had the stones coming up, and he snapped.
I can't.
There was 2 gauntlets in that scene, bruh. Iron Man snapped with a gauntlet, and Thanos had a gauntlet already on his hand.
He's got both bare hands. I see both bare hands on Thanos.
You a lie. You a freaking liar.
I can't show you this on YouTube because I don't want to get my thing dinged for having.
It's on Netflix, right?
It's on Disney Plus. Because the gauntlet that Tony Stark has is not the one you think it is. No. Thanos grabs the gauntlet that they have. You're absolutely wrong. He grabs the gauntlet that's on the floor because they're all racing for it. He's trying to get it. Okay. Thor's now hitting him. He has both his hands are bald. Yes, you're wrong. And he grabs the gauntlet, and then Captain Marvel tries to take one off of it. He is wearing Tony Stark's gauntlet. I'm staring at it right now.
Fast forward, fool.
No. He's staring at it right now, and he has the empty Tony Stark gauntlet on his hand. Okay? And in fact, here you go. Let's do this. Bean for Jody! Bean for Jody! Bean!
No, I ain't sure. But there was 2 gauntlets.
Bean! It's kind of worth doing it. I should have put a bet on this one. Dude, how did Iron Man snap? Because he had I told you, Iron Man had his own makeshift thing to say I'm Iron Man. See? It's not the gauntlet.
He had his own gauntlet.
Yeah, because he's Iron Man. He built the other one and made a makeshift that I'm sure just took him immediately. So are you going to admit you're wrong? Or are we liars still?
Wait, there were 2 gauntlets.
No! Guys, I'm losing my mind. Does he ever admit he's wrong?
Then how did Iron Man snap?
He had another thing that just popped up like nanotech that just came up on his hand. It's like an instant glove just happened because he built a fail-safe to sort of take it from his gauntlet. There was no Thanos gauntlet in the end. Oh my God. He's just trying to make an excuse. Gauntlet. Take the bean, Jody. Take the bean. We're live. Bro, I'm defending you, but Jesus, take the bean, Jody. There was you said no, Thanos had his gauntlet. Da, da, da. No, he didn't. He was wearing Iron Man's gauntlet.
It was Iron Man's. I'm wrong thinking that I thought that was Iron Man's because there were 2 gauntlets, and that's the second gauntlet. Iron Man got another gauntlet on his arm.
I said in the beginning, he made some makeshift gauntlet to sort of know how to do it because he had some.
And that's what I said. There were 2 gauntlets, motherfreaker.
No, you said it was Thanos' gauntlet. He was taking stones off. Go watch it back. I'm done talking about this.
Took the stones
Take
off
the bean.
Of Thanos' gauntlet.
No, yes, that's we agreed on that. But now you're just trying to save face, and it's annoying me now. All right, Ricardo.
I'm wrong that it was Thanos' original gauntlet. But what I'm trying to tell you.
I said that, Jody. I said that.
I'm talking about Iron Man took the stones off of Thanos'
Guys,
gauntlet.
did I say that?
It was Iron Man's.
Did I say that? I said
another gauntlet. That's all I'm saying. I was wrong that it was Thanos' gauntlet from previous, but I remember Iron Man took the stones.
I love you, Jody. I said that. You're changing your story, but I said that.
Thanos should have known that Iron Man took the stones off, bro. It was poorly executed. That's the point we're trying to. Why didn't I like the scene? Because Iron Man took 5 stones out of the gauntlet, and they should have been a depowered. Thanos should have known that he took the stones. Is what I'm saying. He looked at the gauntlet like, "Oh, how'd you?" He snapped, and it was an empty snap. And then he looked at the gauntlet like,
I said that.
I said. I
said Tony Stark had his own. He had his own glove thing that took the stones because he built the gauntlet. And you said, "Well, no, he wasn't wearing the gauntlet. There was another gauntlet." We went on a whole time. Enough.
If there was another
enough. All right, I'm muting him because I can't keep doing this back and forth. This is ridiculous. Knock Shadow. Thank you for the donation, Knock Shadow. 1 out of 1. Let's see. 2 out of 2. Here we go. You said Kathleen interfered with Rod.
Mute right now.
What? I'm saying Kathleen. I'm trying to get Knock Shadow's support here. Kathleen Kennedy interfered with Rogue One as well. That movie has lots of drama behind the scenes. Production under Rain has been chaotic at best. JJ and Ryan trash too. Fire stream, by the way. Thank you. I know we were firing.
Thanks, bro.
I love you, Knock Shadow. It took in 3 minutes, but it still don't understand the connection between Rey, Ben, Dyad, and a Force with real explanation. Yes, trash. Biased earlier based on my earlier comment. Yeah, it is total. I agree. Force Awakens like, oh, here's the Emperor and here's the Force Dyad, and let's justify all this nonsense that none of it made sense. None of it was planned. All of it ruined Star Wars in a way that just made me even more annoyed. You could have fixed it. You could have hit the landing. And if they had gotten someone better, Colin Trevorrow's script was 10 times better. It was 10 times better. And they decided, no, let's do this. Now, I'll be honest. That's on Kathleen. I'll give you that, Jody. That's on Kathleen. Kathleen's made tons of mistakes. But they gave JJ the keys. And JJ could have said, well, no, I like Colin's script. Let's actually embrace him that. But JJ's ego got in the way, and he's like, well, no, I liked what I had originally. Let's just ignore Ryan's and do this. That was even worse. In my opinion.
I think it's unfair to compare the MCU to Star Wars because they're just different. One was under one umbrella the whole time with a plan, and they executed said plan. Star Wars was under multiple production companies over multiple decades with no plan. It was taking it literally film by film. Star Wars started off with something small that blew up into something big. The MCU started off with an idea to attain and get to a certain spot. So that's why theirs is better. And I think Star Wars is trash still.
We agree on that. Star Wars is trash. I think there we find some common ground. And I want to say for the record, I love arguing with Jody. I love Jody. I love his passion. He is the man. People are saying take the beam, but what? It's almost funnier that you didn't. So I kind of love that you didn't because Jody is himself, and I respect him always, even when I get heated at him. Because it's like I feel like we're just brothers. I love arguing with him, and that's the best when you can enjoy arguing with somebody and let it go. I don't actually care about this. I love Jody. I want to make sure that was clear. But I love that we can
you were misunderstanding what I was trying to say.
I love we can get in there and just really make it heated. Go ahead. What were we going to say?
Round 2. We're going to do round 2 on this Infinity Gauntlet thing. I think a lot of you guys didn't understand what I was saying.
Okay. Yes.
I'm saying there were 2 gauntlets. You were trying to say there was only one. There was 2. Well, Iron Man popped up with another gauntlet.
We can play this back on one of your streams. We'll watch it there. We'll do a reaction of us watching it tomorrow on Yin and Yang. Was Jody wrong? Let's do that as the final round of Yin and Yang tomorrow.
Was he wrong?
Was Jody correct? Was Andy wrong? Was Andy correct? We can have that. So support Jody's channel. Go over to Jody's Corner. Subscribe to him and go follow him. I'm going to go.
Haters that was here. Freak y'all.
I'm going to jump over to Twitch. I got some fun stuff planned. I think I'm going to try either the game or the karaoke. We're going to hang out with you guys, so everybody's still watching. It's not over. Joey's got a split, but I want to go on over to Twitch and keep chatting with you guys. I got some more fun stuff. I will answer all your questions, and we could try. I want to try some of these Streamlabs things because there's a lot more stuff you guys haven't uncovered. So come on over to twitch.tv/PopcornPlanet. We'll continue this conversation in this same format. I want to see you over there if you guys can make it. And thank you guys so much for watching. Jody, anything else you want to plug or say, or anything you got going on tomorrow? Right, we're doing it at time.
Game tomorrow. Stay tuned for it. We're gonna do it at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's the goal. See you guys there. It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, and I hope we can replay that because that'd be funny. Because if I'm wrong, I want to do it on your channel, not mine. Here, I'm sending the link. Twitch.tv/PopcornPlanet if you want to come on over there and watch us. So Jody was right. There were two. I said that. I said there were two gauntlets. He said it was Thanos' gauntlet is what he said.
He said there was only one gauntlet.
No, I never said that. They never said that.
Yeah,
I said
did.
Iron Man.
Yeah, you did.
Iron Man made a thing, and I said no. Thanos had Iron Man's gauntlet. I said all the time that Thanos is wearing Iron Man's gauntlet, and you said no, he's wearing his gauntlet. That's what actually happened. We'll watch it back. I cannot wait.
I was wrong on that. I admit that. But you want to admit that you said there was only one gauntlet.
I never said there was one gauntlet. I never said that.
You have to snap.
No,
you lying motherfucker.
I never said that. But anyway,
he made a thing. What's a thing? A gauntlet.
Oh, Jesus.
You can't snap without it being a gauntlet. He had 5 stones in a thing. The thing
I
is
look
called
forward to
another
watching
gauntlet.
that tomorrow. But come on over to Twitch. We'll talk more about this and everything else. Enjoy your night, Jody. Thank you for making it over here. I look forward to being there tomorrow. We got lots more coming. Change My Mind every Tuesday night. Yin and Yang on Jody's channel every Wednesday night. And then Nerd Wars demonetized here on Thursday night. And then lots of videos throughout the week. So be sure to subscribe or become a member. Lots of options you can do. And hit on over to twitch.tv. You can hang out with us. We're building a really fun community, playing games, talking more, getting real. We can be uncensored. So don't miss it. If you got some more time, you're like, you know what? Let's stick around. Come on over right now. Twitch.tv. I'll be there in about 5 minutes. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Jody. Love you, buddy. See you guys soon. Bye. Boo-doo-boo-boo-boo.